Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we have another challenge video for you. This is from the Trilogy lineup, and we will be comparing the Dynamic Disc Defender in the Lucid Air plastic. This comes in at a weight of 163 grams. Challenging from Latitude 64, the Gladiator in the gold line plastic. And this Gladiator comes in at a weight of 174 grams. So let's take a look at the numbers here between the two. See how close we are. The Gladiator is a speed 13, glide of 5, turn of 0, fade of 3.5. Versus the Defender, which comes in at a speed 13, glide 5, turn 0, and a fade of 3. So just a half point difference on the fade between the two. Let's take a look at the profile of the Defender here. This is a very flat Defender. This is one of the flattest Defenders I've seen. I don't know if it's just because of the Lucid Air plastic, but no pop top whatsoever. The rim itself, thin rim, a little bit of a blunt edge. I thought it'd be a little bit thinner, but nonetheless, this looks like a fast disc. Very smooth on the bottom, very easy to establish that power grip because of that speed 13 rim. In my hands, it feels good. Stack grip, easy to do as well. Durability on the Lucid plastic is legendary. These discs hold up. There's a little bit of give here on the top to be able to kind of sink your thumb into it. You can see the parting line on this one is a little bit, pretty much neutral. So it should be a relatively smooth flight. Obviously, it's still going to be stable looking at those numbers. The Gladiator in the gold line plastic has a little bit more of a pop top to it. Nothing crazy. Just has a little bit of give compared to the Defender. Again, the durability on the gold line plastic, legendary. Does very well, holds up instability wise. Very smooth edging on the bottom, no flashing on there whatsoever. Again, speed 13, easy to get a power grip or stack your fan grip on there. This feels good in the hands. Good amount of tackiness to it. The parting line is a little bit on the higher side. So I suspect that this one is going to be a little bit more stable in the field. But we're going to take him out, see how she flies. Alright, we've got the Gladiator versus the Defender in the field. First of all, can I just say that these two names for these discs are awesome, Gladiator and Defender. The Trilogy does a great job of coming up with some awesome names for these discs. So as always, with these first initial throws, I'm just getting a feel for the stability of the discs and see how they're going to perform on some flat releases. These were trying to be flat releases, but these discs are so stable and fast that they immediately get to hyzer and they want to get to the ground. So these next couple of throws were just a little bit flatter, maybe a touch of anti coming out originally, and the predictability and the fade kicks in on each one of these discs right away. Because of this speed and because of the finish here, you're going to get maybe a 70-ish% flight where it's going to be straight and then it wants to find the ground. The Gladiator there, because of the high speed on that edge, once it gets to the ground, you get a lot of ground play. Throwing this one on a little bit of a higher line with the Defender, a little bit wider out, still lands, gets some ground play, and there you have it, within inches of each other. That's why these two discs are being compared. They are very, very similar, despite the difference in plastic and weight. It just has similar flights. They're fun to throw. I mean, this disc is going to fill a specific slot in my bag for that overstable utility, headwind fighter, hard left finishing disc or hard right finishing on a forehand type of shot. Something that everybody needs to have in their bag. And it was close on the backhands here. With that Defender, it feels very comfortable and easy coming out of the hand. You know what you're going to get with it, how it's going to finish. The Gladiator, because it was a little bit heavier, maybe wasn't getting quite as far on the backhands, but had a great amount of finish to the left. So maybe a 5 or 10 foot difference at the most. On forehands, there's a comfort level with both of these discs. Anytime you have something so stable, these discs will kind of forgive errant throws, which is a good thing. But I just felt a little bit more comfortable on the forehands with the Gladiator. I just felt like maybe I could torque over a little bit more on it, and it was gonna fight its way back out. And I did get a little bit of a further release in most cases with forehands with the Gladiator.
All right, here we go. Defender on top, Gladiator on bottom. Not completely thrown at the same angles, but you can see they have similar flights. You would expect that with them having such very close numbers. That was a missed throw with the Defender there, going off a little further left than expected, but the Gladiator went out, and again, it's flying true to his numbers. Let's get a decent throw here with the Defender. Oh yeah, that's nice. You can see it going out, holding this line, 0 turn, and then fading with the 3, getting a little skip at the end. See what the gold line Gladiator does. Same thing here, except this one started out on a little bit of a hyzer, but it held that line, kept going out, and then finished further to the left. Try forehand here, and whoa, was that my hand? Did I throw that? That was a bad shot there with the Gladiator, but we'll try to do a better shot here with the Defender, and yeah, that's more like it. True to his numbers, going out straight, and then fading hard at the end. See if we can get a good one here with the Gladiator going. This is side by side. Both of them throwing with a little ante on this one. The Gladiator with more extreme ante. Again, doesn't burn out, goes out and finishes an entire flight of it. The Defender here with a slight ante on it, holds it, goes out. I don't know what to say when you have a disc that's doing its numbers. That right there was thrown with extreme ante, but it still goes out, hits on the ground, does this little dog maneuver where it walks in circles before it decides where it wants to finally sit. And we're going to do a roller here with ARP-Defender, and that thing is going straight, and it just continues going. It continues going, and if it wasn't for the school in those bushes, we would have had to go a country mile to retrieve that disc.
So it comes down to the Gladiator versus the Defender in the final review. First of all, I want to say that both of these discs performed incredibly well in the field. Both discs provided some good clean shots, nice lines, predictable stability. Overall, decent flights, very straight, straighter than I anticipated for something with this speed and this much stability. However, it comes down to the little things, as it usually does when a battle is this close. Both discs were great on backhands. If I had to pick one for backhands, I would probably go with the Defender. When it comes to forehands, overall, if I had to pick one between the two, it would be the Gladiator. So it comes down to overall comfort and trust, shot over shot. And when it comes to those factors, for myself, the standout is the Gladiator. So I am picking the Gladiator over the Defender. Again, these two discs are so similar that if you pick one over the other, you'll probably be happy with either one. For myself, with a disc of this type of flight numbers and characteristics, I have to be comfortable and I have to trust the disc on each and every release. And for myself, I just felt that level of comfort and trust a little bit more with the Gladiator.
All right, in the lineup between the Defender and the Gladiator, we do have a winner here, and it is the Gladiator. He does slightly slay the Defender. Now, both discs are perfectly fine discs to throw, as you can see from the video. Both of them have very similar flight and numbers. Both the Defender and the Gladiator with our regular review would both be in the bag, so they are fair contenders there. Now, the Gladiator is a tad bit more overstable than the Defender, and if I were to bag these discs, that is what I would be looking for. As far as having a overstable 13-speed disc in my bag, that is going to be more of a forehand disc, not necessarily a backhand disc unless it is a very specific line that I'm trying to hit. Because of that, the Gladiator is coming out on top because of performing to the expectations of what I would need in my bag. Now, the Defender is a perfectly fine disc. There are going to be a whole lot of people that love it for backhand and forehand, but for me, the Gladiator came out on top.
We here at Ace Run Productions want to give a very special thank you to Dynamic Discs. They provided the Gladiator and Defender that you just saw in this particular review. If you go to the description of this video, you can find a link to Dynamic Discs' website where you can get your hands on a Gladiator or Defender or any one of their awesome products right there on their website. They've got everything you could possibly think of for all your disc golf needs, not just discs, bags, accessories, carts, anything you need you can find at dynamicdiscs.com. Thank you once again to Bobby Cool, Daddy Slick Breeze, and the rest of the gang there at Dynamic Discs.